Now, we've all heard of people pledging to quit smoking for their New Year's resolution, but you wouldn't expect tobacco companies to be on board. One brand is encouraging people to replace their bad habit with a slightly better one, using alternatives such as heated tobacco and e-cigarettes.
But could this just be a marketing ploy, or do they really want to help us quit? It is time to put this to the Sunday jury, and we have Shelley Horton and Mikey Robbins with us this morning. Good morning to both of you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. So, Shelley, does Philip Morris really care about our health?
No, they don't. Of course they don't. And I can say that because I'm an ex-smoker, you know, the worst possible kind. So I gave up smoking about 2.5 years ago. But you know what? The e-cigarettes, the gum, whatever, it's still nicotine. It's still an addiction. And I don't think that Philip Morris have got, you know, our health in mind. They're just wanting to make money. And they're realising that people are giving up. Therefore, there's less of a market for regular cigarettes. So they need to bump up the other areas of their company where they can make some cash.
I mean, Mikey, they're not going to get rid of cigarettes. I mean, people still like having cigarettes. I mean,
Well,
Shelley just said she's an ex-smoker.
I'm actually a smoker, and I
Yep.
hate it every day of my life
Yep.
that I'm a smoker. But look, another thing too is you're giving me the ex-smoker look. You're doing it right now.
You can give up.
You're doing it right now. But the thing is too is, you know, if Philip Morris were fair dinkum about this, wouldn't they be running these ads in the third world, which is where they are really pushing
yeah,
cigarettes at the
yeah.
moment? The other thing too is if a cigarette company is saying something, it's a lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was actually bizarrely enough, on Twitter this morning, up came a Philip Morris ad from the 1950s promoting a brand of cigarette that if you smoked that when you went out, you wouldn't have a hangover in the morning.
Yeah.
Advertised by Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball, a lie.
Yeah.
Look, it's a dreadful, disgusting, horrible habit, and they are drug pushers.
Well, what about when they said cigarette smoking was good for you?
Yeah.
The Marlboro Man.
Yeah, and how did he die
great
again?
for pregnant women.
Yep. Yep.
Keep the baby weight down. Like,
Yep.
seriously?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is their
Grain
form.
of salt.
This is their
Yeah.
form.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next topic for today. The Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast. Volunteers have been advised not to use gendered phrases when addressing patrons. So instead of saying ladies and gentlemen, the handbook recommends staff call people parents rather than mothers and fathers, or partners rather than husbands and girlfriends.
It's hard to keep up.
Police officer rather than policeman, policewoman. Too
Yeah.
PC or fair enough?
Well, look, I've always had this thing whenever I say folks, which I think is always embracing, and it makes me sound like a 1940s, you know, country and western singer. But see, here's my
Nice
thing.
folksy term.
A nice folksy term.
Yeah.
But see, here's my problem. If you're there to give directions and you can't say ladies and gentlemen, how do you point out where the toilets are? It's like, I need to go to the ladies.
There are the toilets.
There are the toilets.
They're going to be next door to each other anyway, Mikey. I'm actually get a little bit annoyed about this because you know what? Get over it, people. Times have changed.
Yeah.
I love that they have actually given out a booklet with ideas so people know what terms to use. It's not that hard to change from policewoman to police officer. It actually is now time to stop saying it's so PC. It's only the opposition who are actually saying this. We haven't got any complaints from the public. So I'm actually really annoyed about it. And I just say, you know what? This is the perfect time to learn the new phrases and just adopt them.
Folks.
Yep.
Mind you, I did read through some of the other recommendations, and I think there's one we can all get behind, because apparently they're wearing, what do you call polo tops, polo shirts, and they've been all told not to tuck their polo shirts in. And I, for one, have been trying to get my relatives to do that for years. Never tuck your polo shirt in.
We will never
first.
adopt the Harry High Pants look.
We got time for one more topic. Would you pay $35 for a seafood sandwich and $50 if you include a glass of bubbly in that? There is a new pop-up restaurant also on the Gold Coast that not only makes lobster rolls but sells Veuve Clicquot champagne, all for a premium price. I mean, if you're into it, why not? There's restaurants that charge more than that. Yeah.
It's lobster, people. Like if it was crab stick or seafood extender, different story. This is actual lobster on a brioche bun with a glass of champagne. I think that's actually a fair price. And you know what? No one's forcing anyone to buy this. It's a pop-up stand. That's the only thing it sells. If you think that's too expensive, then go to the fish and chip shop next door.
Mikey, do you like lobster?
No.
Yeah.
What?
I know, this sounds weird.
Controversy.
Well, no, when I say I don't like lobster, I think it's up there with truffles as the most overrated food in the world. Instead of a lobster, I'd rather have a prawn. I think prawns are tastier.
Well, their taste is
sweeter.
quite similar, I feel.
Well, but lobster. Sometimes when you're chewing away at a lobster, and I've already had 4 for breakfast. Sometimes when you're chewing away on a lobster, it's like, yeah, enough of you now.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And on a roll, I'd rather have a nice bit of roast beef with a bit of gravy, and that's $10.
You know what? Call me old-fashioned. What's wrong with a salad sandwich, boys and girls?
Yeah.
Salad sandwich and an
I will
orange.
eat my lobster roll and mock you. Like,
Walk away.
I'll drink your champagne. Shelley.
done.
The champagne, I don't like. Shelley, Mikey, thank you.
Thanks.
We'll be back with more in just a moment.